The holidays, they may be over, but Netflix's new period drama is a gift that just keeps on giving. The streaming company said Bridgerton, which is executive produced by Shonda Rhimes, is on pace to be its most watched show in recent months. So here with more on Netflix's newest sensation is Bloomberg News entertainment reporter Lucas Shaw, who covers the intersection of Hollywood and Silicon Valley. So Lucas, tell us just how big a success Bridgerton is, because Netflix says 63 million households watched it, but it's notoriously opaque about numbers for its original series. What do we know?
Yeah. So if you just kind of accept that the Netflix data point, which is based on people watching 2 minutes of a program, is sort of a flawed data point, you can still measure Bridgerton against all the other Netflix shows, which are measured by the same rubric. So Bridgerton would be the 5th biggest debut of any original series in Netflix history. That comes after The Witcher, Stranger Things, Tiger King, and Casa de Papel, Money Heist, the Spanish crime show. So that's a huge hit. I mean, it's bigger than Queen's Gambit by a million, which was kind of the talk of November, and bigger than just about anything else you've seen on Netflix this year. Obviously, the numbers go up as Netflix gets larger, but really by any measurement, it's a huge success.
I know you just watched the pilot the other day. From what you've seen, from what you've read, why is the show such a hit? Did the holiday release play into it?
Well, the holiday release definitely helped. Netflix said that viewership over the holidays this year was the highest it's been, not just in total numbers, but on a per-viewer basis. So even though Netflix is bigger than it used to be, its existing users are watching more. Look, Shonda Rhimes, who is a executive producer on the show, is one of the most gifted producers working in television today. Most of the projects that she works on have worked. And unlike some of the other producers that Netflix has signed big deals with, she really took her time to get this one right. I think, look, it's an addicting show. You get to the end of that first episode and you really need to know what happens next. And that's sort of a consistent formula with the Netflix shows, which they do really well, is you need to keep watching.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that she's just one of the many big-name producers that Netflix signed. I mean, she has this huge deal with Netflix, and the fact that she takes her time is kind of a contrast to Ryan Murphy, who seems to be producing a lot of shows that don't generate as much viewers as they used to. Talk a little bit more about some of the other mega producers that have been scooped up by Netflix for these streaming projects for very big price tags.
Yeah, a few years ago, Netflix decided to go on a shopping spree, really, where it looked around and it knew that a lot of the studios that had supplied its shows were going to restrict it. And it also wanted to get involved with these producers from the very beginning instead of having to buy it from another studio. And so they signed. Shonda was really the first big one. She came over from Disney. Kenya Barris, who is the creator of Blackish, also came over from Disney. Ryan Murphy, who'd been at Fox, which is now part of Disney, came over. Those were the 3 biggest deals, but they have done just a ton of overall deals over the past few years. And it's kind of funny because I think at first people were wondering, well, what's coming out? Like, is Shonda the one that didn't work? Because look at how prodigious Ryan Murphy has been. Kenya Barris' first show came out earlier this year. What are we waiting on? Shonda Rhimes signed this, at least announced the deal in the middle of 2017. And in this case, it may be better that she chose to go for one really big hit instead of, a bunch of shows like Ryan Murphy. Most of his programs haven't worked. There's a really good story in Vulture this week sort of examining maybe why culturally his shows aren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah, we know Shonda Rhimes is very prolific, so I'm looking forward to what other shows she comes out, what other shows Shondaland produces. Lucas Shaw, thank you so much.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.